Okay, round 3, game 2, and the last game of the evening. And that will see myself on the right hand side playing my weird, janky Sageosaurus Chaos Fury deck. And on the left we have Dave playing Industrial Genomics, the Jinteki ID, where the trash cost is advanced by 1 for each face down card in archives. So look out for all the overdraw coming your way. Okay, and this is the last game. It's also the longest game of the evening. This was a grind. Oh my days. It's not a pretty sight, but here we go. So doing some cutting. And see if we can favour better. See if we can get a setup before the game effectively comes to an end. We shall see. So having a look. And yeah, Dave seems happy, so kicking it off. Quick glance there. I think I've got Net Celebrity, E3, feedback, implants. Don't know if there was Leprechaun. That'd be pretty sweet.
What, when me going like that? I don't think so.
Self-modifying code. Looks like a HQ interface as well. Flash the camera with your cards, of course. Okay, so already Dave is drawing up, and ISO HQ and ice into a new remote. And actually, oh, apology, that was there's archives. So ISO HQ, ISO archives, and I think there was a draw and 2 ice. So he's left R&D open.
Okay, you went draw. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, just 4-click turn off the bat. Why not? All right. So we're drawing. I think I see a short gamble there. So that makes sense. Let's have a free look at R&D. I think that was an interns.
I will.
Third, gonna get the self-modifying out. And I think I'm just taking 1. Okay. Perhaps it wasn't a short gamble. So drawing again, and that looks to be a shock. So that's probably going straight into archives. And I guess this is the weird thing about this deck, is like, do you really want to pressure archives? Ice going over R&D. And that's probably the shock into archives.
Okay, I'll draw.
So +1, that's not too bad. Nothing to worry about just yet.
I'll run R&D.
I'll run R&D. No res, he's letting me have a look.
Yes, please. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I think I took a moment just to consider cracking the SMC. Need to get the Magnum on the board. Good to raise all those funds so I can trash those really expensive assets. Okay, drawing. Paying 1 for Net Celebrity. I think that's more just to get stuff out of my hand. Yeah, binning a HQ interface. Can bring that back with a clone chip later if I so wish, but I'll leave that for now. I can also do my same trick with using the Net Celebrity credit to get a discount on SMC if I do it during the run. Okay, some more drawing. And yeah, trying to poach some money. Yeah, thanks Dave. And yeah, just clicking for 1. And installing a new remote. Which will be +1 to trash. And, oh, yep, +2, sorry, there goes another card into archives. I'm drawing. I imagine I want to see what that is, even though it's going to be pretty expensive. Short gamble, so I've got all the money. Oh no, archives. And no res. Oh, he's having a think. I believe that's a Kamainu. So I think he leaves it for now. He's considering. Okay, and I think I take this opportunity to spend 1-1, crack the SMC, and go get my Magnum Opus. And stall it for 5.
And yeah, I'll go ahead and access.
And access. And oh, 2 shocks. Oh, brilliant. And a hostile infrastructure. Got some cards there, so I'll lose 2. Oh, I lose a Dino and an E3. That's a bit of a hit, but but I've got the Magnum out, and I imagine final click I'll just take 2.
No, it's SMC, so it's installed. I paid for it. I hope it would be installed. yeah. I'm gonna draw the final click.
Oh, and I draw just to, I guess, get back up the hand size. Not too sure what kind of tricks Dave is playing at this time, so I think it's quite good to keep a full hand. Generally, it's more about taxing, like pushing those assets out of reach. I did see Dave earlier in the evening have it such that the runner accessed the snare from his hand. Obviously took the hit, but couldn't afford to trash because I think it was +9 to trash. So that's pretty horrible. Okay, and new remote. In goes Jackson, and yep, I'm gonna be overdrawing. Already Jackson's a problem. Probably should go and sort him out. And I think there was that 1 or 2 going to archives.
Let's draw first quick.
Draw. Still looking for my clone chips, my SMCs.
We'll click MO once.
Taking some Magnum money and running the naked remote, which is a pad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And last click
Oh, and I think we screwed up there. I think there would have been an increased trash cost. So apologies, Dave. I think that should have been probably 2 more, at least 1 or 2 more to trash, and I don't think I could have afforded it at the time. So got a bit of a discount there, but still. So I'm just trying to. Obviously, with the increased trash cost to assets, I feel like a lot of the money will be coming from your pad campaigns, your sundews, your mental health clinics. So, trying to get at them as soon as they hit the board. Possibly could have waited for Dave to res the pad campaign, just to have him spend a bit before I go and trash, but it starts getting a bit ridiculous. So that's a new remote behind Jackson. That's not an upgrade. And that's again another remote. It starts to get a bit ridiculous here. And I think you've got Ash in hand there and a Hokusai grid. Okay, so still drawing. Again, I'm being a little too cautious. I probably should sort out the Jackson. Click in Magnum Opus, get some money. Magnum Opus again. And running one of the new remotes, which is a pad. And yeah, we now check now. So I think that was 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yeah, I think I spent 5 and the net celebrity credit. Okay, so, and I'm broke again. I think it's just drawn up into a hedge fund. It's grabbing some money. ice into a new remote. And another draw. Could have done a Jackson 1, which I remind Dave, of which he gladly takes the second card. So you... I mean, it's your call, but I think the deck is built to overdraw and dump things into archives. And I think he's got one to discard. I imagine he wants to keep on. I think that was the hostile infrastructure. So yeah, just getting a check there. So I think that's 1, 2, 3. So I think Magnum Opus twice for +4. And run HQ. Let's have a look at HQ. And pup. Yep. I'll pay 2. That's fine.
I'll pay 2 and do an access.
And we'll go for an access. Three. It's an Ash, and I would have trashed for free, but already the tax is real, the deck is real, and that's 6 to trash Ash, and I can't do it, which is a big shame. And last one, yep, get the SMC. So Dave's slowly able to build his board, drawing a snare there. It's not good times. Myself, I'm pretty much, even with Magnum Opus, I'm bankrupting myself every turn. So, what was that? I think that was the Hokusai Grid. Tap, tap, tap. Sorry for the shake, guys. And yeah, I really should have sorted out the Jackson. I might just take 8 this turn. I think that's a good play. And then run and pull something out to do it. And draw, and 2 agendas. That's one of the fragments. I think that's Eden Fragment and Future Perfect. So obviously with the Jackson he's fine, but oh no. No, the agendas are still in hand, and I think the Future Perfect goes into archives. Obviously you can fish it out back with Jackson and leave me with all the shocks. Okay, 4 credits. Put the cards down. And yeah, I think I'm taking 6. And we're going to have a look at R&T. Please try and tax. What do we have? And he leaves it.
No. Okay, I'll go for an access.
Access, and
Trash modifier.
and it is a Jackson, but I'm wondering what the trash cost is. I think it was +4, 5. So I think I could afford it, but it has to stay there. The thing was like, well, is it worth running archives? There were 2 shocks in there last time, and eventually the 3rd shock you imagine is going to go in there. There's also CQs to worry about. So you start to think, is it worth just ignoring the assets and just trying to find those agendas? But even those assets just end up sort of blocking HQ, blocking R&T. It'd be great to trash them to get rid of them so we can look at something else, but they generally stay there. Okay, I mean, I guess so that is an Akataro wannabe and Ash. He's just checking his amount, so that's already a very expensive server. So he's gonna Jackson, but I don't think I should be disheartened. Like, I've got a source of infinite money, SMC, so I can grab what I want. I've obviously lost the dino, but I am running multiple dinosauruses, so it shouldn't be too bad. It's just a case of getting set up such that hopefully the ice becomes trivial enough that I'm not having to spend that much, and then I just have to worry about the assets. But yep, so we're getting another naked remote setup. So I'm going to diesel, dig. And magnum opus twice for 4 credits. And we're going to have a look at R&D again. See if Dave is interested in rezzing this time. A bit more credits, so let's see. So in there, no, he's going to let me have access, which is very kind. And what is that? That's a ShiQ, and I have to check the wording. You do ignore it from R&D, and normally you just go, yeah, I'll trash that for 0. But with it being like +5 or 6, I'll see that later in archives, I'm sure.
Yeah, it can be trash, but well, you'll draw it now, and you'll probably see why I paused.
Okay. And Dave gives a little fist bump. He wasn't able to trash it.
Oh, sorry, I need to discard down, so sorry, apologies.
And interestingly, binning E3 feedback, so perhaps I have another one in hand. That's probably going to be the nature of my game. And there you go, there's the pad. Resin for 2. And I think the trash cost is hovering around 9. Obviously imp, the ability to recur imp would be killer in this deck, but unfortunately not. I think we've got a celebrity gift. Is that right? Oh, it's the Philotic. Either way, it's not good. And just taking some money, and yeah, in goes the agenda. Actually, I think that might be Nisei, not 100%. That's obviously his scoring remote, which is only 1 ice deep. So in theory, I probably should be pressuring that. So first click, I'm going to get the Leprechaun. Dave needs a reminder exactly what that does. I can host up to 2 programs, regardless of MU. So the big heavy programs, so the Magnum Opus is destined to go there. Possibly my Atman or Creeper can also go there. The Sage, of course, is destined for the dinosaurs. Yeah, so I think Leprechaun, and it takes 6. So starting to build some cash reserve. So perhaps isn't looking too bad. And that's an upgrade on R&D. Almost certainly the Hokusai. And drawing with Jackson. Again, I've let that Jackson sit there for a long time, and that's not good. And hedge fund. And probably needs to discard 1. Gotta keep the snare, of course. Not sure what that is, but let's get another count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 face down. So this is where I'm thinking to myself, it's getting a bit ridiculous here, so I think I have a pop at archives. In theory, draw up and just take the hit, because +9 to trash something is ridiculous. So yeah, here we go. Diesel up. Let's put myself on 7, hand size of 7, and install clone chip for 1. Yeah. Draw. Okay. I probably don't run last click. Oh, I do. Oh gosh. And yeah, Dave, without hesitation, hits us with the Kamainu, of course. And this is so pay 1 and 1 to get the SMC. Now I really should get the Atman and set it at strength 1, but I opt to go for my Sentry Breaker, the Creeper, which costs a massive 5, and then, thanks to the lack of E3, cost a massive 2 per subroutine. Big misplay. This is horrible. And already, the deck's getting pretty small already. Yeah, that's not a good call. And I realise, I think I've got 11 over there. That's, I think, 7 in hand. So it's not enough to save my hand. I know I'm going to get 3 shocks, so I've got to be mindful. So I think I save what I can. I'm going to spend 8 to save 4 cards. And yeah, Dyson M-Chip is lost. At least we'll access. Does he want to use Jackson? He will check what he's put in there. And yeah, I think he is going to trigger Jackson, so he'll take out all the goodies and leave me with all the horrible shocks.
Okay, so those are remaining.
Okay, well, you probably need to do something with that.
Okay, so just throwing back the GQ. He needs to set something. So I think I tell him let's access the GQ first.
You're taking 2 anyway from the shots.
I'm going to access that one first.
So I believe I've got 3 cards in hand, so spending 4 would do it. And I think he opts to spend 3, but yeah, no hesitation. Spend the money, and I'll take it as -1. And there's 2 shocks in there, so lose and lose. So E3 and the Atman. That's why I didn't do it. That's why I didn't grab it. The Atman was in hand. I couldn't install by the SMC. So again, I'm broke, but now the trash costs are not inflated. But Dave can just start overdrawing again. And okay, so the Jackson should be out of play. Hopefully we're going to remove that. Oh no. Oh. No, we've caught it. Dave has overdrawn. So puts the card back, but he has seen it. So I think we just carry on. I think it's fine. And okay, and we kind of self-correct it. He's got another Jackson in hand, installs it, so, and then draws 2. So he's not learning any information by leaving the card he knows on top of R&D. So that's fine. So yeah, as I said, he's drawn up, and I think that was the NEPD contract going into the bin. Okay, so I think I spend a combination of drawing it up and taking money. I think I just drew the Sage, so, and I think I might have the Dino in hand, or if not, no, I think I've got some data folding, which, if I've got some spare MU, I think I do a quick count there as well, possibly tip in my hand. So, and yeah, and Elastic Clicks just take 4. So having to rebuild, which kind of destroys the advantage that I've won back from seeing all the cards in archives. So generally not going too well at all. I think we're just checking which one the agenda is. It's the top one. And the second card in the scoring route. I think Dave's just going to take 3. Take some credits at least. Yeah, so it seems to be going okay. As I said, Dave is slowly building this board. You might want to look to, oh no, doing some more Jackson, and yeah, another NAPD, which is probably going straight in the bin. Yeah, so he's throwing agendas away. He's not taking the opportunity to score them. And oh, there's the Sundew, which normally you'd only see in RP, but with an inflated trash cost of +3, I believe. So it's 5 to trash. Makes it pretty horrible. We got the pad there, just slowly trickling in money. And I just can't magnum opus fast enough. Okay. Just wondering about clone shipping something back. And yeah, physically rattled, it appears, and it really is a grind. Just counting my money, like. And yeah, I think I'm taking 6 magnum, and I'm gonna bin the sundew. 1 there, and yeah, +4. So the net celebrity's helping me a little, but it's still pretty horrible. So taking 6, spending 4, just to deny 2 credits, which I think Dave might actually decide to interns back, just to really rub it in. He's just having a look at the face downs, which... I think taking 2 and advancing 1. I think that means he has to discard 1. Okay, I think increased trash cost is at +4. So drawing.
I'll MO twice.
Hit magnum opus twice.
I'll run the pad.
And run the pad to, I believe, trash it for 8. 1, 2, 3. So 7, so it'll be net celebrity +6. Again, horrible, but I think the focus should be that Jackson on the board. I can't believe we're letting it sit there, allowing him to overdraw with relative comfort. Oh, and I think that's a new remote. And take 1, advance 1. So we're slowly walking that agenda to completion. And with my lack of my Dino Sage, obviously too much of a scaredy cat to poke around those 2 eyes. Obviously any program trashing, say goodbye to my Magnum. I do have clone chip, but I feel like it's enough of a hit. Can I get inside man on the go? Which means I must have an idea for hardware in my future. And no, but I think I'm taking Magnum Opus twice again. Again, this is not enough time, so yeah, I believe it's just going to spend 1, 2, 3, draw the fetal, that fluffs the net celebrity, and now trash costs are just that little bit more worse. So it's up to 2, so it's 2 playing -1. And I think Dave has to discard. Shuffling the Atman to the front, possibly thinking of considering the Atman, setting that at strength 1 perhaps, just so I can get through to archives. Just considering my options now, though, the trash cost is ridiculous. To Maybe it is just a case of searching for those agendas. Deck is starting to thin. And I have no need to click, so it's fine. Magnum Opus for 4, 2 clicks. Third, surely I have a look at R&D. I've not done. No, I'm going to go pay 2 to the pup.
There's 2 for the pup, and if you bear with.
And I think I'm going to clone chip HQ interface back. Try and put some pressure on the hand. Dave is happy enough to bin the agendas. He obviously hasn't been putting any out into play, so I'm smelling some agendas in the hand. So I hope it hits something. Kamino is the first card. Card number 4. And it's a snare. Oh, which yeah, I would normally love to trash. But I think the trash cost is like +6. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5. Only for it to go in there, and I think I've got designs on going again, so let's just get rid of it. And now I need to suffer the net damage and the tag. Don't believe Dave is running any Scorch, although I have given him the nickname of Scorch Dave. He does like the card a lot. But I am tagged, and yeah, last click I paid my remaining 2 to clear the tag. And now I'm completely broke. Surely this is now looking good for Dave to score out an agenda. Start pushing this game on. Just 2 cards in hand. And yeah, he's just clicking for credits and playing out a hedge fund. And last click, installing Ice over HQ, so possibly suggesting that there is some goodies to be found in hand. Obviously Pup is a bit of a tax, but no way to keep me out. Drawing, and probably just taking money, so taking 4. Then trying to just build up again. I lost a dino to the snare, that's very sad times. I'm just seeing, I guess, how many clone chips are in there, how many Dinosauruses are in there. So yeah, new cards, and advancing, and Jacksoning. So even with the Ash, runs the trace, so I can only access the Ash, and then you can't trash the Ash because it costs +5, 6, 7. So then you have to save up and go again.
That's a diesel.
It's horrible. So just drawing. It's time to really dig now. I think I've just drawn the Fem, which might help with the Kamino play. I scavenge, so scavenge the Magnum onto the Leprechaun, freeing up some MU, so at the moment I'm just using 2 out of my available 5. So I think that means I must have the data foldings. So pay 3 indeed for the data folding. So that'll pay me out 1 MU. And then I'm taking 2 with Magnum Opus, so trying to build up some clickless economy because I'm struggling to keep up, and things like Dinosaurus and Sage are expensive. Them as a breakers I have to pay 2 and then hope to have the E3 down to make it cheaper. Dave scores the NAPD contract out of the remote, take him up to 4 points, so 4 points plays -1. And of course, discard something to archives. So collect my 1 from data folding. And take 2 Magnum Opus. And let's have a look at R&D. No access, so before he does that, I want to have a look at the upgrade. And I think it actually might be a Caprice.
Okay, well, I'll still access it. Red herrings. Okay. Well, it isn't active unless it's res. So obviously it's got a crazy trash cost. Why is it trash
So I think, yeah, normally it'd be 1, but I don't think
It's more than
Dave's doing the count, but I think that was +6. I believe it was Caprice. He's not going to res. Oh no, apologies, it was red herrings, which again is a 1 trash. So I'd have to pay an additional 5 to steal, and that seems a little cheaper than trashing the red herring. So I think we'll just leave that where it is. It's not active anyway, so it would not take effect. So I had a look there. Gonna get a second data folding. Click Magnum Opus. So I'll be getting 2 credits start of every turn. So trying to dig myself out the hole. And Dave's deck is starting to get a bit low at the moment. Again, he's at 4 points, so a 3-pointer, a future perfect would do it. Again, that remote seems pretty secure, and I've not really messed with it. So manage to draw, Jackson draw, and I think that's a Hades fragment there. So that is a 3-pointer. So he's going to use second Jackson. Grab some things from archives. So what is he looking for? So
what are you bringing back? Is it free face down?
I wonder if he's just going for money.
I just wonder if you're going to make things cheaper for us. Yes!
That's a headphone Jackson, and there was that extra card. What's gone on there? What's happened there? And oh yeah, no, we've seen the mistake, and that is the one. And yeah, there's maybe 10 cards in R&D. Obviously, there has to be agendas about, so I think this is where we just get a bit reckless here, knowing that the game could be over. So he's used Jackson, and got the Caprice there, Hades fragment. I think it's future perfect, but and there's another Ash in hand as well. Ugh. Okay, and I think it's just taken 1, and we're approaching the end of the round. We might have less than 10 minutes to go. 2 credits from data folding. And R&D surely must be a good place. Either R&D or HQ really need to be. Still haven't got that Sage online, that's the problem. The problem with the deck, like, I'm waiting for the Dinosaurus to hit the table first, and it's just proving too much of a pain. R&D interface, thanks to the Inside Man, is installed for 2, and yeah, let's have a look. There's no res, which is fine. There's still red herrings. He is going to pay 1, so it's now +5 to steal an agenda, which is fine. First card is nothing. Second card, I believe it's a fetal. So I can decline. So 2 to pay for the fetal, and 5 for red herrings, and I'll do 2 net damage as well. So all my money to bring myself up to a point. I'll lose 2 cards, some more dice and mem chips, and Fem disappears. And yeah, my deck is looking quite low too. I think I'm digging for those clone chips, and I've only seen one so far. I haven't seen many short gambles, and I think we later discovered they were sitting at the bottom of my deck, not helping out. Okay, so Dave is considering, and he's not too wealthy himself, so I think he just takes 3. And needs to discard 1, and discards 1. And yep, brings the Sundew online. So I'll take 2 for the data folding, and I might just take 8 here. No, I'm going to draw at least. Draw and take 6. No, I am a bit low in hand. Oh, I think there's a Dinosaurus there. So that's exciting times. More drawing. I think there's a Scavenge. And yep, just takes money off the Magnum Opus, so not very exciting. And I think I've got 4 or 5 cards left in my deck, and I think there might be 1 or 2 in Dave's. He's just been sitting on agendas in HQ, and yep, installs the agenda there, advanced twice. That is the 3-pointer. So this is it for the game. Probably a game I'd happy to see the back of. It's been horrible, an horrendous grind. Drawing. Sure gamble. Finally shows up. Some money to play with here. And yeah, let's have a look at R&D. Perhaps he's not no res. So first card is fine. Second card, I will steal for 5. So that's the Philotic, so taking me up to 3 points. And final click. I think I got a bit blind here because I didn't actually realise the advanced agenda was in that remote, but to be honest, couldn't do anything about it. Click at Magnum Opus for the last time. Dave actually forgot his Sundew credits. That's fine, doesn't matter. Draws, but yeah, we'll spend 3 and score out the Eden fragment, I believe, or Utopia fragment. And that's the game. That's 7 points. That's all over. So that was the last game of the evening. Myself, I believe we had 7 of us there, and thanks to the buy, the winning buy, I think I finished around mid-table. Effectively split both my games. Corp, Wayland doing its thing, killing runners that dare to steal agendas. But this was some horrible, janky runner mess, and we will get rid of it very, very, very quickly. But yeah, there you go. So tune in for some future quality time. Catch you later.